Hi, welcome back to LiveLeanTV. So I've been on this kick lately making videos to show you how you can substitute different exercises to get the same results you would from using machines at the gym. So I've already made a video on how to do pull-ups or pull-downs without a pull-up bar or any machines, how to do the leg press without the leg press machine, how to do cardio without cardio machines. But I haven't made any videos yet on how to replace or substitute different exercises for things you would do with the cable machine. And that's one of my personal favorites when I do go to the gym. I love to use the cable machine for all sorts of different exercises, and it's something I've been getting a request for lately, is to show exercise substitutes for cable exercises. So what I'm going to do today is show you my favorite substitutes using resistance bands, because those are the closest to getting the same effect you would with the cable. But in case you don't have resistance bands, I want to show you also body weight alternatives that work the same muscle groups as each of these exercises, because there's always something you can do, even if it's not exactly how you want to do it. You can still work every single muscle group using zero equipment. So I wrote down a list of a dozen different exercises that I personally love to do with the cable machine and exercises I know that are popular. So I'm going to show you an alternative for all 12 of them, alternative with bands, and then alternative without bands. So let's get started on this list. So here's a look at the resistance bands I'm going to be using. The two lightest ones from my set of 4, I'm going to link everything down below, and then the lightest one from my set of 3 mini bands. And then I'm going to be using 2 25-pound dumbbells just to anchor my bands to the floor. You could use anything heavy that you have, or loop your bands underneath furniture to keep them steady, but you want something that's heavy enough to hold the band in place when you're pulling it. So the first exercise is pull downs, any kind of vertical pulling exercise you might do with a cable. You can do this with a resistance band like this, looping your hands in between and pulling it down. I know that the tension is not coming from above, so it's a bit of a different feel, but that's not to say that it's not effective. You will still feel the burn and the fatigue. You are still getting some good resistance there, and you will feel your lat muscles working after so many reps of these. So if you don't have the band, you can do this version, which I call the Superman W pull. Lay face down on your belly, lift up off the ground, then pull your elbows down and back, and then just reach out forward again. And just keep repeating reps like that, really focusing on the muscle contractions and getting that good squeeze in your back muscles. Again, I know this isn't the exact same replica of doing pull downs with the cable machine, but you know, it's pretty good. Next up is the cable face pull exercise, which works your upper back and rear delts really well. I love this exercise. You can do this with a mini resistance band just by pulling it towards your face and apart. If you don't have the resistance band, you can simply just do it body weight only, like kind of an imaginary face pull. And again, still really focusing on flexing and isolating the upper back and shoulders. If you have a bench to lay on, you can also do this version to help gravity give you a little bit more of a feel of resistance. Third is the tricep pushdown, which I know is one of the cable machine favorites for sure. I love these as well. But if you don't have the cable machine, you could mimic this by looping a resistance band up to something high. If you don't have a pull-up bar like this, you could just loop it on the edge of your door and you can mimic a pull down that way. If you don't have a resistance band, try doing just regular body weight tricep dips or a tricep push-up. Rear flies is next, which is one that usually requires 2 cable towers, but you can do this with the resistance band by grabbing on and then just pulling it apart to spread your arms like a T and flexing your back. You can do this in a bent over position or a standing position, and you can modify how much resistance you're getting by changing your hand placement on the band. The closer you grab, the harder it's going to be. If you want to make it easier, just grab further apart. You can do this with the long loop band or the mini band. To mimic this with body weight only, try just doing a bent over lateral raise with your thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling and really focusing on that back flex. You should really get a good burn with enough reps of these. Another option would be to do it in the belly down position, so you limit your range of motion, which is going to make it even harder. So try doing little pulse reps where you just lift up off the ground and you'll really feel the burn in those rear delts. Now, cable pull through for the glutes is one of my personal favorites. I do this a lot when I have access to a cable machine, but to mimic the same thing when you're at home with just resistance bands, try anchoring them to the ground with your heavy dumbbells or around a piece of furniture, and then pull the cable through your legs and flex your glutes at the top. If you don't have the resistance band, try doing it just body weight only with your hands on your hips and just really focus on that hip hinge and thrusting your hips forward. You'll still get a really great booty burn. If you love doing glute kickbacks with the cable machine, you can do the same thing with your home resistance band setup as well, with it anchored down to the ground using your heavy weights. You can loop your foot through the band and kick it back. If you want more resistance with this, you could use a heavier band, use the strongest band you have, and you could even add some ankle weights to your ankles to make it feel more challenging. Next up is the cable ab crunch, which is one of my favorite weighted ab exercises. I love this one. You can easily do this at home. If you have a pull-up bar, loop your resistance band through that pull-up bar and get into a kneeling position and crunch just like you would if you were holding onto the rope attached to the cable machine. If you don't have either the pull-up bar or the resistance band, try doing just a weighted crunch on the ground or simply just a regular sit-up. You can still get a great ab workout even if you don't have these tools. Now for cable chest flies, again, anchor the resistance band down low and then you're gonna pull up and across your midline. You have to do one arm at a time unless you have duplicate. If you have two of the same resistance bands and two different anchors, you could do both sides at once, but like me, I just have one of each thing, so I'll just work my right side only and then work my left side only next. Another great way to mimic chest flies without any resistance bands or any equipment at all is to do like a towel slide fly push-up where you're sliding the towels in towards the midline and then sliding them back out. That is a really great substitute for any type of weighted flies. The cable core rotation is another popular cable exercise, and again, from your low anchor, you can do this by holding on with both hands and rotating your core against that resistance. If you want to do a core rotation exercise with zero equipment, I would recommend the windshield wiper ab exercise where you lay on your back, hold your legs together, and then rock your hips side to side to get that good core rotation. You're going to get more resistance from moving your legs like that than moving your arms if you're working just body weight only. Now, how about overhead tricep extensions? Again, you can do this with your cable anchored low to the ground with your heavy dumbbells and just pulling that cable up over your head and extending those triceps up high. If you're working just body weight only, I would suggest this variation of plank where you bend your elbows down towards the ground and then lift off again with your arms extended long. And last up is the cable bicep curl, which again, I would anchor the resistance band down low with those heavy weights and then just do the curls from there. You can step as far away or as close as you want to vary the amount of resistance you're getting and use a heavier band if you want more challenge. You can also try adding dumbbells in your hands along with that resistance band to increase the resistance even more. And if you're working just body weight only, my personal favorite body weight only exercise for working biceps is a chin up on the pull-up bar. But if you don't have a pull-up bar, your best bet is to do dumbbell bicep curls. And if you don't have dumbbells, then maybe just sit that one out. All right, so there you have it. Those are 12 different cable machine exercises that you can do without a cable machine, and you can even do without any equipment at all. So I hope this video was super helpful for you to see. Leave a comment down below which exercise was your favorite and which one are you planning on including in your home workouts. If you're looking for the best home body weight only program to follow, Tone at Home should be your go-to plan because I created this full schedule and all these different follow-along workouts that you can do with me in your home workout space using absolutely nothing but just an exercise mat on the floor. You're gonna work all your major muscle groups, spike that metabolism, burn off stubborn body fat, and stay really toned and in tip-top shape from home with not even bands or dumbbells or anything. It's all just body weight only. So you can check out Tone at Home with the link in the description box below. If you learned something new here, please put a like on this video. You can share it with friends and make sure you're subscribed to our channel with your notification bell turned on so you don't miss future uploads. And I'll see you at the next one. In the meantime, keep living lean.